Good morning and welcome back to Thailand Adventures with Dan. It's currently 7 AM in the morning here in Thailand and it's actually 19 degrees and feels freezing. Okay guys, so while I warm up with my coffee, in today's video we're going to close the book on Chris. Chris is a UK guy that normally visits Pattaya and he has done for many years, doing what single men do in Pattaya, and he decided that he's had enough, it's boring to him now and he wants to find a nice woman. So he's travelled over to Isaan in Thailand. He's had a few dates. I've spent around about 8 hours of my time in total trying to help him, so he has a good experience over here in Isaan. But unfortunately guys, things started to go wrong. So let's roll the intro and let's get on with today's video. Okay guys, welcome back. This is going to be a very difficult video to make, but it's going to close the book on Chris. We've not done an interview as of yet. I am hoping that maybe when he comes back, because he's moved on to the next city now, that we will be able to do an interview for the channel. But let's see guys, I can't promise anything. Okay guys, so let's recap on Chris's story. If you've not watched the previous videos, you'll find them on my channel in the most recent videos. But his last date, he met a woman on the Tinder application, and this woman he decided to spend the weekend with, and she wanted to go to a different hotel, which was the #1 hotel in Buriram. And rather than travelling and grabbing his stuff and taking all his stuff, his suitcase, etc., to a different hotel, he decided that rather than spend an extra 1,500 baht per night, which is, well, just under 1,500 baht per night, he offered the Thai woman that he would give her the difference and he would pay her the equivalent of what it would cost to stay in the other hotel. And she gladly accepted without any kind of fight whatsoever. So that was the big first alarm bell and warning sign about this woman. Now guys, she stated to Chris that she's not been in a relationship for around about 11 years. And Chris is the first foreigner that she's ever been with. But the funny thing is, guys, she chose a foreigner slash bar restaurant, a foreigner owned bar restaurant, to go and have a meal with Chris. And she knew the owner, she knew the waitress staff, and she even knew the people that were sat inside there, yet she has no experience with a foreigner. So guys, that was another red flag. So far, Chris has received 2 red flags from this woman. So in regard to communication with this woman, she knows a little bit of English. So they've tried the best to communicate, but in order to get into a deep and meaningful conversation, Chris has had to use an application to translate and speak to her. And everything seemed okay-ish, and it was coming to their first night where they was going to end up in bed together, guys. So let me tell you about this one. Okay guys, this is the difficult part of the video. Okay, so Chris was expecting a bit of hanky-panky, okay? And he was hoping that tonight is the night where he starts to feel close to the woman, feels happy with the woman, and everything's gonna be great after tonight. So the Thai woman goes and has a shower. She gets into her PJs, into her pajamas, jumps into bed and starts watching TV. So Chris thinks to himself, guys, hey up, what's going on? This isn't going down like this tonight. So Chris proceeds to woo her, and before the act begins, the hanky-panky, Chris tells me that she starts to pray. He described it like this. And that is no word of a lie, guys. That is what Chris described, like she was praying or chanting before the hanky-panky begins. So that's a bit weird within itself, guys. I don't know what you guys have to say about that part, but I know what I had to say. But even though that awkwardness happened, Chris still proceeded with the hanky-panky. So guys, yeah, a bit crazy. I think for most of us, when a woman's praying like that before hanky-panky, it's going to put most men off. But Chris proceeded, and he stated to me that she didn't seem to enjoy it. It wasn't that great. Okay, so that's what happened on that night. The next day when he woke up, guys. Now she wanted to go back to the foreigner-owned restaurant bar to go and have breakfast. Again, strange, guys, but she wanted to go there to have a breakfast. They had a breakfast. Chris said it cost him £15, about 750 baht, to go and have his breakfast there. Once he had breakfast, the woman said to him, I want to get my nails done. Will you pay for it? Chris stated, yes, okay. So they proceeded to the nail salon. And then, guys, Chris decided to give me a call. He said his new woman is currently in the nail salon waiting to get her nails done, and he wanted to come outside and give me a call and asked me if it was normal to pay for the Thai woman's nails and for her to ask to get her nails done. I said, Chris, no, it's not normal. You've known her less than 24 hours. You're renting the woman by giving her the 1,500 baht rather than going to that other hotel and spending the extra 1,500 per night. You've basically offered it to her, which was your first big mistake. She gladly accepted your offering of money to spend time with her for each night that you're with her. You've had sex with this woman. She chanted and prayed. She didn't enjoy it. And now the next day, she's took you to go and get a 700 baht breakfast at the foreigner restaurant bar. And now she's basically said, I want to get my nails done. And you've gladly accepted to pay and get her nails done. So, how are you feeling, Chris? Do you feel like this weekend is going well so far with this woman? So Chris goes back to the hotel, and while in reception, he gives the Thai woman the key card and said, I just need to make a phone call. And he goes out onto the street and he calls me. And he basically speaks about, you know, excuses on what to say and how to get rid of this woman, and that he feels bad, he feels awkward, maybe, you know, she's a good woman, etc, etc. And it just seemed like he was trying to get away out of it and not look at the facts and the red flags that are being presented to him. So at this point, guys, I'm just more fed up really, and I can't really be bothered. I've got lots of stuff going on in my own life. I'm quite busy. So it's up to you, Chris, what you want to do. So he goes, right. And then he leaves the phone call and he disappears. Literally 5 minutes later, he gives me a call. Dan, oh my God, she didn't go to her room. She stayed in the lobby, and she would have been able to hear me while I was outside. I'm like, oh, how good's her English, Chris? Would she understand? No, I don't think she would. I'm like, right, okay. Are you sure her English isn't that great, Chris? Are you sure she's not blagging you or whatever? Anyway, it turns out that the woman has basically said to Chris that she's still hungry and she's going to go to a Thai restaurant that they visited the other day, and she's going to go on her own and take the laptop, and she's going to be gone for about 3 hours, and she's going to do some work on the laptop as well while she's there. So she'll be about 3 hours. She didn't offer for Chris to come, she wanted to go alone. So Chris found that strange and wondered what she was up to, and then it seemed to dawn on him that this is the perfect opportunity to escape. So he's like, you know, what should I do? What should I do? I said, it's entirely up to you, Chris. If you want to go, just go. As she took all the stuff, Chris, he goes, she's took a laptop, but she's left a bag with some clothes in. I said, right, well, put a bag down in reception. Yeah, check out, because he wasn't going to check out, guys. He was just going to leave it and leave the key and hopefully that she'll check out, etc. So I said, don't do anything like that, Chris, because it could get you into trouble. They'll have like a copy of your passport or whatever. You don't know this woman at all. She might smash the room up or anything. You don't know, mate. So the best thing to do is whatever money you owe her, stick it in a bag, mate. If you want to do the right thing, that's up to you again. You don't need to give her extra or anything, Chris, but again, it's entirely up to you, mate. You know, it's your life, it's your prerogative, do what you want. So Chris, he told me he put 2,000 baht in a bag. Yeah, he took the bag downstairs into reception, he ordered a taxi, and he come over to my house. So while Chris is in the taxi, he decides to text the Thai woman and basically states that he's put a bag in reception, he's not really feeling it, it doesn't feel like it's going anywhere, and he's leaving Buriram right now. So she texts back saying, why are you leaving Buriram? Why are you leaving the city? So then Chris just blocks her and deletes her, and that's that. Game over. Right, guys, so when Chris arrived at the house, I basically said that, listen, Chris, you don't really listen to me, so I'll let you speak to my wife, yeah? I'm just a foreigner, you're not going to 100% believe what I say. Fair enough, Chris, up to you. I've done my best with you. So what I'll do now, because you're here, he wasn't going to stay long because he was heading off to Surin after he'd seen us. I said, you can speak to my wife and you can ask her questions and find out from yourself, from a Thai woman, because hopefully if a Thai woman teaches you about a Thai woman, you might listen. So he continues with his questions and asks away, and she basically tells him everything that I've already told him, because we're quite like-minded and we have a lot of experience over here in Thailand, and we understand Thai people very well, and we're pretty similar with our understandings of people here. So hopefully Chris got enlightened a little bit, and he did say that he felt guilty about leaving that woman, etc. So had to explain to Chris, it's your holiday, you've paid the woman, she's had a good time, you know, you've wined her, you've dined her, etc, etc, Chris, so just concentrate on yourself. And then he booked a taxi, he jumped in the taxi and he went over to Surin, which is the next city, guys. So guys, Chris is now in Surin on his little adventure. He's popped into a karaoke bar last night, which will be an experience for him. He's hit a few foreigner bars, and he said he was going to go to one of the clubs last night. So enjoy, Chris, if you're watching this video. But apart from that, the book is closed now, literally, on Chris. Just let him crack on, let him do his own thing, guys. And if he wants to do an interview, if he comes back into Buriram, I'll happily conduct an interview so you guys can see Chris for yourself and make your own judgments, which you all kind of already did in the previous video, which was quite funny to listen to, read some of your comments. So guys, yeah, leave Chris to it now. So this has been Thailand Adventures with Dan. If you enjoyed the video, guys, please give it a like, please leave your comments down below, and if you're brand new to the channel, please don't forget to subscribe. Cheers guys, have a great day. It's currently 20 degrees now here in Thailand. It's raining, it's a bit miserable, so I think it's going to be a day indoors. Cheers.